up in Pennsylvania. My brothers are Eagles fans. I got family who are Eagles fans, and they've said the same thing. Doug isn't what he's cracked up to be, and you can see it. He doesn't make any adjustments. The team doesn't operate at the way it did in 2017 with all the same talent practically. Howie Roseman's been missing on draft picks. It's more of a management and coaching issue than it is a talent issue. When you don't put your players in positions to play to their strengths, you're going to get the result that they've been getting. You if you know, like the Eagles, if you know you can't beat man coverage, why are you running these long developing
Yeah.
plays to get your quarterback killed? And that's what they've been doing for 3, 4 weeks now. They made the proper adjustment a couple weeks ago when they started running the ball. Go figure. You play to your strengths, run the ball, and that's more on Doug than it is Carson, in my opinion. Carson is making some bad plays, but I think they kept the wrong coach.
Well, you know what? Seattle did that without Jadeveon Clowney, too. That's what's
Hmm.
scary about that. And comparison tonight, 49ers front did that without D Ford.
Yeah, yeah,
Imagine what could have been with D Ford in there. You would have had Bosa and Ford twisting, stunting, and causing havoc.
yeah. The Niners are stacked, man, and it's gonna suck though, to be honest with you, because Armstead is a free agent. Sheldon Day is a free agent. Ronald
I'd
Blair, who's
gladly
on,
take Armstead and put him next to Clark.
um, and Ronnie Blair is a free agent, but Ronnie Blair just had an ACL tear. So the Niners they got to do some cap finagling and try to keep Armstead at all costs. But I don't. The defensive line has been their strength all year, and the disrespect the Niners been getting all season is it's not warranted in my opinion. You play whoever you play who's on the schedule, and you dominate games like you did against the Panthers tonight's game, the Browns game. You force teams to quit essentially. I thought the Packers quit. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they looked like they quit on
Mid
defense.
second half, yeah, you could see it.
Yeah. So
Well, there's Jay might get his way here in a couple week or two. There's some guys that keep showing up on the field. Remember the movie Varsity Blues?
hmm
Here's a guy by the name of Tyler Lancaster on our defense we call Billy Bob, like from Varsity Blues, number 95. He is Billy Bob to a T. He all he does is maybe eat up a gap or two, but he has no really run penetration. And the Packers started him tonight next to Clark. Um, we've been calling for his head to sit on the bench for a couple weeks, and if this game wasn't enough for him to do it, man, it's just there's a lot of leftover. What do we call it? Mike McCarthy and Ted Thompson talent left over
hmm
that we're seeing. And Jay said it perfect. I called him right after during the game, and I'm like, dude, this is not anything close to what we've been seeing all season. And he goes, yeah, there's a bunch of soft players for the Packers who are still from that regime, and I
Yeah.
completely agree with him. But also too, one thing I did notice when Devontae Adams was out, the Packers were 4-0. It's like they had to force to scheme the offense to actually use every bit of talent they had, and
hmm
it worked flawlessly. But Adams comes back, and it seems like they're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole over and over
Yeah.
and over again. I'm not saying Adams is a bad receiver. I just think that they're trying to force him into an offense that already had a working system.
That's
That's
fair.
yeah. I mean, they they literally went 4-0 before the loss of the Chargers. They pick up the Carolina game, and it's just, I mean, Sherman shut Adams down tonight.
Yeah. And that's kind of something, with these Shanahan disciples. With Kyle, he doesn't really need the number one receiver now. Granted, everyone would love Julio Jones and Devontae Adams. That's something LaFleur's got to learn, to incorporate him, sparingly and get him his shots
Yes,
when he needs to get him his shots, not
let Adams
not try to
adapt to the
force him.
offense rather than force it. Yes,
Correct. Yeah.
100%.
All right, Javi, we're gonna wrap this thing up pretty quick here. So we want to get you a little bit of time to talk about your team, considering that we've bitched and moaned about our team and we're the losers. you're here. Your team won. You get the last segment here
Yes,
to
go ahead.
talk about all the great things that made your team whoop up on the Green Bay Packers tonight.
The biggest thing was the defensive line. Nick Bosa pretty much dog walking both tackles all night. Armstead and Buckner in the middle running stunts. That was the biggest part of it. Jimmy Ward, our safety, he takes a lot of shit from Niner fans because he's been injured so much, but he came up big all game. A couple pass deflections, broke up the big pass to Jimmy Graham. It was just an all-out team effort. Like, team-wise, they were where they needed to be. They executed everything they needed to execute. DJ Jones just came back off an injury last week, and he was a monster in the middle, just stopping a lot of run plays. Basically, I don't know if you guys remember the play against Aaron Jones, gets behind him, basically suplex him. It was just a dominant win.
He was a monster tonight, yes. And you know what was really impressive, just to add in quickly and see what you say? The rotation and depth the 49ers seem to have on that defensive side of the ball especially was why they were consistently dominating. Because unlike the Packers, guys, when they rotate out their starters, like Preston and Zadarius got to take a quick breather, and Lancaster's got to come in, and Redmond, and they put in their sub-players, 99% of the time a big play or a scoring play happens. When the 49ers do it, it's just another down, man. They just run.
Yeah.
And that's what's so impressive.
John Lynch built the 49ers like his 2002 Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the build they had on that front seven compared to the 02 Bucks to there. There was depth across the board. You could bring in your rotationals and still produce.
Yeah. So when John Lynch got there, he already had Buckner and Armstead. He drafted Solomon. Solomon's been okay, but he's a functional depth piece now. He drafted Julian Taylor in the 7th round. That guy's a steal. DJ Jones, a 6th rounder. You go get Sheldon Day off waivers. You add in D Ford in the trade. You get Nick Bosa. They have a rotation of 8 or 9 guys, and that's, if you remember the 2017 Eagles, they had that deep rotation that helped them get into the playoffs and get into that Super Bowl run. You're seeing the same thing from the Niners, like you said. The backups come in. It's like the starters haven't left. They give up a little bit more yardage, but they still hold their own and dominate pretty well. And it's contagious. Once one guy gets a sack or gets a pressure, the rest of them are going to keep coming, and they keep coming. And they kept Rodgers under duress all game. It was a big deal. And George Kittle being back is the biggest part of the offense. Once he's back, everything opens up. You guys saw it. Everything opens wide up, and it's hard to beat him. And defenses have to account for George Kittle wherever he goes. So if you double him, there's somebody getting one-on-one, and it's either going to be Debo or Sanders, or you got to worry about the screen game from Kyle Shanahan. It's a dangerous offense to try to play against. We got the Ravens. That's going to be a tough game, but I'll take this win. 10 wins. Man, we've gotten 10 wins in one season. So we had 10 wins total in 2 years. So for Kyle Shanahan to not right now, he's 20-23 in his 3 years as a Niners head coach. So the team has come around as I expected in the 3rd year.
You know what else I want to say quickly that I noticed about your head coach there that is exactly like his dad? I know there was some crap, like you were saying, being given to this offensive production when Kittle has been hurting out. But regardless of that, this offense, the one thing that he has cloned from his dad's offense in all the years he was in the league, it just doesn't matter who's back there as a running back. It just doesn't. They are it's like pull a guy off the bench, plug him in, and he's going to get 8 yards in a cloud of dust. Like it's phenomenal how well the run game operates, regardless of who is getting the rock back there. Again,
bring back Roger
depth.
Craig. Screw it.
Roger Craig would have a field day in his offense. It's remarkable. You get production from Jeff Wilson, undrafted free agent, Raheem Mostert, undrafted free agent, Matt Breida, undrafted free agent, Tevin Coleman you trade for, but he was a late round draft pick from Atlanta. But Kyle Shanahan is familiar with him in Atlanta, so the offense. Niners don't need to spend big on a running back. So it's like you said, it doesn't matter who's back there. They're going to get yards.
Yeah. What's up, Dave?
I was going to say, props to Shanahan getting Kittle and Deebo Samuel healthy for this matchup because, Deebo took that one pass and took it to the house. Kittle I swear, he could have laid down, taken a vacation. There was nobody around him in that secondary when he caught that touchdown pass. Good Lord. It's just, I think, like I said, Javi, it's a time for the Packers to go back and eat their own crow and hopefully beat the Giants.
You guys should beat the Giants.
49ers, you guys got another tough test coming up with Lamar.
That's going to be a fun one to watch tomorrow, though. Rams and
that's going to be fire.
Rams and Ravens, yeah.
I picked on our podcast earlier in our pregame matchups. I think Rams can pull the upset because Aaron Donald, to me, is the equivalent of Lamar Jackson on defense.
Aaron Donald's it's illegal. What he does, it's illegal.
No one should be that big, that fast, that quick at 300 pounds. No one.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that he can do that. But, I'll take it, though. Not 10-1, man. It's good to be good. It's finally good to be good. It's
enjoy that bye week, buddy.
Yeah. I hope. Hey, shoot, we need it, man. I don't want to. I would love to see some home playoff games in San Francisco, so that's gonna be great. But we'll see. We'll most likely see you guys in the playoffs. I can bet on that.
I hope not. I don't want to go back to California on how the Chargers and 49ers games have been.
Yeah, true.
No,
well,
I'm good. I'm good. California twice. No. California's nice, but I'd rather see ice.
Yeah, the frozen tundra is fun too, but nah, we need the home.
If I had to choose a bye
games.
week, I'd honestly go to New Orleans. It's in a dome. Everything's set conditions. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
True.
And it's not as good.
True.
I don't think people treat their New Orleans trips the way they treat their LA trips when you're from the Midwest, because you're just going south in the Midwest, whereas you're going 3 hours behind time. It's LA. LA is almost you might as well be flying to freaking Amsterdam. It's just like professional players in LA from the Midwest or the East Coast never seem to do well when they travel out there. And I think if you're a good enough team, you take full advantage of that. And I think the 49ers got to take full advantage of it again. We are going to take a break and then come back, close the show out with final thoughts. Javi, do you got to get going or you can stick around for final thoughts?
No, I got to get going. I got to get ready for work. But
all right.
You guys,
we
will talk soon.
We will. You keep in touch, bud. We will message you. We got to get together again, man, and talk
for
football sometime this season again. Feel free to message us, and anytime you want to pop in, even just to give us a hard time. You got my tag on this. We are trying to get people to encourage to interact with us more. So encourage it while you're in your circles. Thanks a lot, Javi, for coming in, man. We appreciate you showing up and giving us.
Oh yes.
And not giving us such a hard time about,
No.
First and goal family, man. We appreciate you.
All respect, guys. Thanks for having me. Go Niners.
Yes, you guys did a wonderful job. Congrats on the win, man. Have a good night. And by the way, prayers to your buddy's dad, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
We will. I'm gonna hit him up tomorrow morning. He's sleeping, so I will hit him up in the morning.
All right, man. Thanks for showing up, man. We'll be back in a minute, folks. And if you haven't had enough of our banter tonight, you want to visit NFL Addictions on Facebook.com for all of your NFL banter and debate. It's not a trash talk site, so keep it clean and keep it cordial. That's NFL Addictions on Facebook.com. And if you still have an itch to scratch when you're done with that, you want to visit Raz Addictions on Facebook.com to play their version of the raffle for all kinds of chances at cool prizes. You can even win some cash. Buy a $10 raffle ticket with a chance at $100. That's a chance to win 10 times your money. It don't get any better than that. That's